Up next on Shoptalk TV, we have Lindsay Mazza in the studio. Lindsay is the global retail lead for CapGemini, and she's joined in conversation by Raquan Lucas, VP of Content for Grocery Shop.
Welcome to yet another segment of Shop Talk TV. I am thrilled and overjoyed to be talking with a Shop Talk veteran and someone who we've partnered with quite a bit on stage, Lindsay Mazza, who is the global retail lead for CapGemini, a leading consulting technology services and digital transformation firm. She's a retail thought leader and subject matter expert who specializes in consumer-centric omnichannel commerce and innovation. Hi, Lindsay. Great
Thank
to
you
talk
so
with
much for having me, Raquan. It's my pleasure to join you.
Yeah, no, this should be fun. We're about a day and a half into Shop Talk Spring, and I would love to learn more about what you're hearing at the show. We always like to ask our guests kind of what's been the talk on the floor or in the content sessions. So maybe if you could give me like one trend or technology or perhaps a theme that you're kind of noticing through your participation at the event.
Absolutely. If I were to name the one thing that is so hot right now that's on everybody's tongue, it's retail media. We are here in the new market. We're hearing about how retail media is taking over the world and how every retailer is not only initiated, but is reaching consumers in new ways and creating new revenue streams through retail media.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Retail media is quite the hot topic. It's part of the reason for why we've launched the new market, which is a show within a show, and just off to the side here, and that's diving into just how retailers themselves are becoming, media companies as they have the opportunity to supply advertising on their own websites or offsite and potentially in store as well. So it's great to hear you talk about that topic in particular. As we think about retail media, I would love to kind of learn from you as we see more and more retailers launch their own networks, what's necessary for them to kind of stand out in a place where I guess, proliferation of retail media networks is growing quite a bit.
It's a great question. Standing out matters. There really is one market leader in this space. We see one company that has about 70% today. By 2030, expectation is 75% of the market share in retail media. So what it means is fighting for that extra 25%, that leftover 25%, is every retailer's ambition. And those that have 4 criteria are going to be winners in that space. The first is capability. The second is scale. The third is having a unique audience. And the fourth is their multi-channel view, really providing a seamless look across channels at what retail media can look like. Those 4 are going to be the differentiators that make winners separated from those that don't capture the market share in retail media.
Wow. Yeah, no, I think it's really great to hear you say that because I think it lets us know from a content standpoint that we're thinking about similar things because I feel like some of the capabilities that you called out were some of the levers that we've been discussing across our shows around kind of what can really unlock retail media for folks. So if we talk about the capabilities component for a second, I would love to know the different capabilities that you think are super important for these retailers to lean into. Is it more so kind of getting the fundamentals right on the on-site side of things, or do you think that some of these newer networks should also be thinking about the off-site capabilities or perhaps in-store as well?
I have to say yes and yes and yes to all of these things. What really comes to mind in terms of capabilities is being able to have the creative right, the analytics right, so understanding how you're going to use your data, and the execution right. How do you buy the ads? How do you get the media buys complete and timely so that they're very quick to market? So you have 3 areas that are required in order for you to have the leading capabilities, and they require a vastly different skill set. You have marketing execution, sure, on the buy side. You have analytics from insights and data on the data side. And then last but not least, that first component that you have to have is getting the creative right so that when you go to market, your ad does stand out. So vastly different capabilities and skill sets required in order for you to have what would be required for you to be the market leader as a retailer when it comes to the suppliers that are buying the retail media from you.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear you say that because it just suggests that this is kind of such a different business that retailers are adding to their repertoire. And so it probably requires outside of the retail industry talent in certain instances where you're probably working with people who have kind of like a background, either at media companies or advertising agencies, so they can get the creative right and things of that nature.
Well, the great news is I think it really is an adjacent industry, so we're not too far off. I don't think it requires outside of industry. The data, certainly we understand how to know our customer.
Sure.
We plan demand based on that. We plan our assortments based on that. So we should be fabulous in retail at data and analytics.
Right.
On the creative side, of course, our marketing, who's better than CPGs and retailers at going to market and talking to the consumer and making them fall in love with brands? So we have that capability as well. Now, the media buying, that's that area that you're looking at, that I think that there's a tremendous capability to get to scale quickly and also have a unique audience that you can reach in that space also.
Yeah, for sure. Agree with you 100% there. So maybe beyond retail media, because we talked a little bit about revenue streams in a more broader way. How do you see retailers kind of expanding beyond their core further, especially as you think about industries where margins can be kind of squeezed in the traditional business? What are those opportunities to grow outside of the core business?
Retail media is the tip of the iceberg, but there are many mechanisms for retail as a service. We've seen supply chain come as a service in the recent past. This is something that I think those that have the technology and the scale to reach consumers quickly and also have access to the transportation to get there, they are going to be successful in the supply chain as a service. But on the new side, what we're seeing the new retail media, what comes next is influence as a service. So again, coupling the technology, the platforms to understand who your influence are and use the squad that you have out there that are creating micro communities, that are creating subcultures around your brand. So influence as a service with the tech and then the know-how to access that influencer-based community, I think is the next wave of what is new services that retailers are going to offer that remain true to the brand, that keep the sense of this retailer wants the customer to know them. So media and influence go hand in hand with those.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting to hear you talk about as well, as I think that, influencers do a great job at obviously helping retailers kind of connect with their end consumer and get that message out there kind of in an authentic and genuine way. So, and I think that it also relates quite nicely to the theme of this year's Shoptalk Spring, which is about putting the customer at the center of your business. So I wonder if you could maybe, dive a little bit deeper into that and how you're seeing retailers grow their community and engage them, and how they could potentially provide that expertise to and offer that almost as a service, if you will.
Sure. Well, I mean, really, we're seeing the line blurred. We are seeing the fuzziest ever line between transaction and interaction, between the pre-shop and the shop itself. And so what I would say is that this idea of how you discover products has become the next shopping channel. And that is where we're seeing the last of those four areas that I said are important in retail media is the channel itself. So it's not just about interacting while you're online or interacting when you're digitally shopping for a particular product set, but bringing in the new discovery, making discovery an active conversation, and having the idea that the influence network as well as the ad that you might see are all additive to the shopping experience, that they create a better experience for the consumer so that the consumer's happier because they got that ad than feeling like it was an intrusion in their shopping experience. We see this all coming together with retail media, with influence and understanding, and with the ability to truly bring joy to the customer while they shop so that they have a great experience with you, a really authentic experience as part of your community.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I think we're seeing some vendors out there that are kind of like merging this, where they're leveraging influencers, but using that as kind of video in a video format as a part of a retail media, like
both in store and online.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's like the perfect way to kind of combine all of those different worlds and really kind of resonate with the shopper.
Right. Video is the next format for this, right? It's no longer just a stationary ad that's there or the creative for that, but video is authentic from the community it's coming from.
Yeah, no, that's great. So I think that does put us just at time, Lindsay. But it was so great to chat with you, and look forward to hearing more about your insights after we've officially wrapped up Shop Talk Spring.
I can't say enough good things about coming here. I'm so grateful for the opportunity, and I'm happy to talk about retail anytime.
Yes, same here. Take it. Bye.
Thank you.